Okay, now that we talked about methods and what they do, here's the ADHD method that I created. The great thing about this shifting method is you can lay in any position that you need to. Because I know as soon as I try to start doing those other methods and you have to lay in a starfish position and not move, that's when my ADHD starts to act up. I cannot lay on my back and not move, and the more I try to stop myself from moving, the worse it gets. So now that you're in a comfortable position, the next thing I do is I put in headphones and I play 8D music. It's basically music that the microphone and the music shifts around your head and changes direction. And it's great for my ADHD to have something to focus on and move with that sound. And the great thing about this 8D music is it doesn't have to pertain to your DR per se. It does help if you do that, but it also, you can use music that you know will keep your ADHD focused on the music itself and not anything else in your mind. This is part 2 of the ADHD method. So once you're laying down and you've got the 8D music playing and you're having your ADHD focus on that, you're gonna start breathing with the tempo of the music. And every time you breathe in, you're going to count up a number. So you breathe in 1, breathe out. Breathe in 2, breathe out. So now that you've got this counting going, once you reach any interval of 10s, like 10, 20, 30, you're going to repeat these 3 things in the exact same order. The first one that you're going to say is, I am shifting to my desired reality, or shifting to my DR. The second one that you're going to say is, I feel symptoms and I'm unafraid. And the third is the most important. It is, the closer I get to shifting, the calmer my body becomes. As you say that last affirmation, you will feel your ADHD kind of take a back seat. This is the ADHD method, part 3. So after you've done all this counting, you'll reach 100 and you'll say your last 3 affirmations. And after you say that, you're going to just sit there for a second and you're going to ask yourself, do I have permission to shift? You're basically asking your subconscious to let go of all these blocks that you have put up for shifting to allow you to keep going further for the next steps. So people who don't have ADHD who are also following along with this method, one thing that you can do is you can actually picture yourself in a white room after you count to 100 and say your last affirmations, and see yourself standing in front of a doorway. And you can walk up to yourself and ask, hey, can I have permission to shift, basically? And you'll see yourself move out of the way so you can walk through the door. So I've also been reading your comments as I'm making these videos and trying to help along as I make these. And I've seen a bunch of people say, hey, what if I get distracted by the lyrics of my song that I'm listening to? And in the next part, I'm going to tell you exactly how you use that to your advantage. This is the ADHD method, part 4. So now that you basically talked to your subconscious and moved all the blocks out of your way that you had put up earlier that day when it came to shifting, you're going to sit back and listen to your music. You're actually going to focus on those lyrics. And this is really where your ADHD comes into play, where your ADHD is a helpful factor instead of something that hurts you in your shifting journey. You're going to sit there and listen to your music and literally just let your ADHD wander. Let it do whatever it wants. So over time, after you let your mind wander and your ADHD kind of takes hold, it's going to start using those lyrics to create memories from your DR. The longer you stay there and let your ADHD take hold, the stronger and stronger that these memories and visions become. And over time, you'll be able to even start smelling, start tasting, and even feeling the people that you see in your memories. ADHD shifting method, like 4.5. So I've seen a lot of comments of people asking what kind of 8D music that I listen to. And so I thought I would put up the 8D like soundtrack, playlist, or whatever you want to call it, that I have created that helps me shift. So this is the first half. These are all the songs that I listen to, and it can be in any order. I kind of shuffle it around every so often because I don't like to listen to the same songs every night at the same time. But then I usually end it off with this, like, wait 1 hour, just because it's nice to have something where I don't have to listen to a song change or the tempo change. I can fall asleep to that one without worrying about any like ads or anything like that. The ADHD method, I think this is part 5. Okay, so now we've been using our ADHD to kind of create memories when we're listening to this music. So now that we have kind of got our ADHD harnessed in a way and using it to our advantage, the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to listen to this music, and it's almost like we're picturing ourselves or seeing our DR self. And what you're going to do is you're going to pretend to see your DR self sleeping in the exact same position you are. And so once you do that, you are literally just gonna fall asleep. And then once you wake up, you'll be in your DR. If you'd like, after this, I can teach you how to script or different methods if you want to learn about those as well. I can even tell you stories about places that I've shifted and personal stories that I've experienced. Let me know in the comments below.